Hello, VIP members. I have a special surprise for you. I told you I would give you some special surprises. This is your first one. Just a little extra video for you. And today I will do a book review about a leadership book, a video book review. It's one of my favorite leadership books, and I highly recommend it. Let me show it to you. So it's called Leadership. Leadership is the title. Good title. And the writer is Tom Peters. You can see Tom here. Tom Peters. That's Tom right there. Tom is a very famous kind of leadership guru, leadership expert, usually for big companies. He speaks to very large companies like IBM and Apple and Toyota, very large corporations. He talks to them about leadership and quality and how to improve their business. And he usually talks to managers and leaders in these companies. So he's very famous. He makes a lot of money for one speech. They pay him, hundreds of thousands of dollars for one speech. And he's really great. And I really like him because he's not a boring, old, normal, corporate leader guy. He's not. Very opposite of that. And this is a great book. It has a lot of great just leadership ideas. So he studies great leaders in all these different companies. And he has a lot of ideas about what do great leaders do and what do they not do. So I'll probably do a few videos about this book because there are so many ideas in this book that I like. Today I want to talk about a very simple one, just one easy, simple one that you can do immediately. You can use this immediately. So let me just read just one little sentence from him, and then we'll talk about it. So in this book, he says that leaders make meaning. They make meaning. And how do they do that? They make meaning in their organization, with their group. And what they do to make meaning is mostly they tell stories. So stories are more powerful than just a bunch of rules and procedures and regulations. All of those basically mean rules, lots of rules. So he's saying what leaders do is they tell stories about wow people doing wow projects. So that's interesting. He says they tell stories about wow people doing wow projects. Oh, some noise coming. 1 second. Okay, this is a problem of San Francisco. There's always noise and sirens and police and fire coming, and it interrupts my video sometimes. Sorry about that. Let's continue. So he says leaders create kind of a meaning, a focus in their group. And they do it, the great leaders do it mostly with stories. Not by telling people, do this, do this, do this, right? That's the old idea of a big boss or something. It's terrible leadership. Nobody likes that. But he says great leaders, what they do is they are constantly telling stories about wow people doing wow projects. What does that mean, wow people? Wow people just means incredible people, great people, wonderful people. And he says, then doing wow projects, meaning doing great projects, doing wonderful projects, doing wonderful things. So what is he talking about, and how can we use this? For example, in the Effortless English Club, you might notice that I like to tell stories about our all-star members, our great members. I like to tell their success stories, or I like to mention their success stories. I talk about Fred, I talk about Inca, I talk about Charlie and Agnes and Blue Ice and all of these great members who are doing great things. Some people, like Bearbell, who's always helping people so much. Fred, who had this great success story he wrote about using effortless English. And after 6 months, still, he was not speaking very well. And he was a little frustrated, but he decided, I will continue. I feel I'm improving. And he continued, in 2 months after that, so total of 8 months, boom, something happened. Words started coming out. he began to speak more fluently. So that's it's a wow story, right? It's a success story about a great person in our group. So what you can do as a leader now, you're a VIP, so you are a leader of the Effortless English Club. Here's what you can do. When you see some member doing something great, maybe they're helping someone. Well, number one, you can thank them. We talked about that in the lesson, about gratitude, appreciation. So you can directly talk to them and say, hey, thank you, you're great. Thank you for helping. Congratulations on your success. So that's number one. That's catching somebody doing a great thing or doing something well or doing something right. That's important. You must do it. We all must do it. But the next thing you can do is what Tom Peters is talking about. You can tell their story to other people. This is leadership, because what you're doing is you're showing everybody in the group, hey, this is what we want to do. This is how we act in our group. This is what we do in this group. So you don't need to tell it to them directly. Do this, like some bad boss. You just tell a great story about another person who's doing it. So first you might say, maybe you go to Inca and directly you tell Inca, thank you so much. Appreciation. Thank you so much. You're always helping. You're always giving great answers. I really appreciate you. Thank you. That's appreciation. It's important. But the next step might be on the forums, for example, or on your own blog. You might just write her story. You might say, wow, there's this great member of Effortless English, Inca. She's so great. She's always helping other people. And be specific, right? If you're specific, it's more powerful. You might say, yesterday, she answered this long question about one of the lessons. And she gave this great answer. And she also encouraged the member and really helped them feel more positive and helped them feel more confident. I really think it's great what Inca is doing. She's a really great member of our group. Right? That's leadership. Maybe it feels like a small thing, but it's not a small thing. Because all the other members read that story you told about Inca. And they go, that's what we do at Effortless English. We help other people. We give answers if we have answers, if we can, if we have time. And we give other people encouragement, and we help other people feel more confident. You can say it directly, that's okay, but when you tell a story, it's more powerful. It's a more powerful kind of leadership because it's specific. And because it's not you telling them, it's you sharing this story about another great person. So we can all be telling stories about each other. When Agnes is always so positive and she's writing something very positive, well, number one, thank Agnes directly. Give her appreciation. But then secondly, retell her story to everybody else. You can say, Agnes is so wonderful. I really admire Agnes because she's always so positive. When she has a problem, she finds a way to think about this problem in a positive way. She finds something to learn, and then she grows, and she always grows and learns something from her problem. And she shares this positive attitude with everybody in the group. For example, yesterday, somebody was feeling depressed, and she really helped them feel more confident and feel more positive. See how that works? That's powerful. That is leadership. You can do this with your family. Sure, you can tell your children what to do, but how powerful is it if you just tell a story about one of your children who did something great, and you tell it to everybody in the family? Maybe you're at dinner and let's say you're a mom, and at dinner your husband's there, and you've got a couple children, and at dinner you tell your husband, oh wow, I really need to tell you what Johnny did. Johnny, he was so nice today. I noticed he was helping his sister today. He was sharing his toys with her, and wow, it was really amazing. He was just such a good kid. you don't tell Johnny directly. You just share it with your husband. But of course, Johnny is listening. So Johnny feels good. And he knows, oh, that's great. If I share my toys and I'm nice, that's really good. Who else hears it? Your other children hear it. And they're hearing you say all these nice things about Johnny and what he did. And then your husband, of course, hopefully plays along and says, oh, that's great. Wow. Oh, amazing. Oh, that's really great to hear. And sometimes it's more powerful to hear this kind of story instead of you telling it directly to someone. It's great when you tell someone directly, thank you, you are great. But you know what's more powerful? When you tell other people, he's a great person, and they hear you. They hear you telling other people. That's even more powerful. That is leadership. It's what Tom Peters is talking about. Now, he tells people to do this. I mean, he's telling top CEOs of huge companies to use this, to tell stories about their best people, to share stories with all the people in their company. This is what great leaders like Richard Branson or Steve Jobs, they do this. Steve Jobs of Apple, Richard Branson of Virgin America, Virgin Atlantic Airlines. I don't know, he owns a lot of stuff. But he's a really cool leader. And he does this. He's always telling stories about the great people in his group so that everybody in the company, they hear these stories and they realize, that's what we should do. That's what we do in this group, in this company. So I'd like you to try this. Now, you can try this in your family. You could try this at your job, right? You don't need to ask your boss to do this. You can just, when you see somebody in your company do something great, of course, you can tell them privately, hey, that was great. I really loved that. That was nice. Thanks for doing that. But more powerfully, tell other people, right? This is positive gossip, right? Usually in a company, people are saying negative stuff all the time. Yeah, complaining about other people. What if you did positive gossip? Instead, you told other people, hey, wow, John in our group, in our team, he did something amazing yesterday. It was incredible. He helped this customer and he worked so hard. It was amazing. And you tell all these other people in your group. Maybe you tell your boss about it. You're telling a lot of other people. You're telling his great story to many, many, many people. That's great leadership. John's going to be happy, but also you're showing the whole group what they should be doing or what they can do. And in that way, you can change the whole group, the whole team, or the whole company, or family. Or we can use this, I hope you will try this also on our general members forums with all of our members at the Effortless English Club. We can practice these things everywhere. Very simple. So this is what your homework is, or your idea for today from Mr. Tom Peters. Tell stories about other people doing great things. Find great or small. Just doing something nice or great or wonderful, something you like. Thank them directly, as we discussed already in our lessons. Then tell their story to other people. Write on the forums about their story. Write on your blog about their story. In your family, tell other people in your family. You know the idea. Try this, and then on the VIP site, on the VIP forums maybe, or on your VIP blog, share the results. I want to hear your story about this. Try this, and then tell me what happens. Share with everybody what happens. It's an experiment. Let's try it. We can all try this in our life somewhere, and then let's see what happens, and let's come back, and with each other, let's tell each other what happened when we did this. Okay? All right, so that's our bonus little book review. I will share more ideas from Tom Peters. He's a great leader, and I really like his ideas, so I'll share more from Tom Peters. Go buy his book. This is a great book, Leadership by Tom Peters. He has many books. His first very famous book was called In Search of Excellence. It's a little technical for business people, but his more recent books are more easy to read for everybody. He's got books about leadership, lots of different books. He's a famous guy. He's got a lot of books, so anything from Tom Peters I recommend. But start with leadership. It's a great book. Okay, so I will see you again. Thank you, my VIP leaders. Together, we are going to do all of these great leadership methods. We're going to grow as leaders. We're going to help other people in all parts of our life, and we're going to help each other become better leaders too. So it's important. Share your results. Let's help each other become better leaders. Okay, I'll see you again. Hope you enjoyed this surprise bonus. Bye-bye.